that's not true when they say like, wow, there are some independent lawyers in Amazon. I think it's much burden on them to prove why they have this kind of situation. If like from the other side we have like free court with the same case with independent judges. So yeah, we think if we have like a probability that the court can be won by the small companies, it's much better because we have independent lawyers, we have independent investigation, we have independent witnesses. We think it's enough to show that the probability of winning case is higher on the outside. But even if it's not, we think that nowadays the process of this investigation, the process of this court inside the Amazon is not public, and we think it's very, very bad, because when you lose in public court, when you lose 10 or 100 or 1,000 cases against Amazon, people like, well, what's happening there? We think it's totally not okay when you lose like 1,000 cases in the civil court. Maybe something wrong with the Amazon, and Zhenya has already said that maybe something unfair happens here, and Zhenya already said that there is like a movement who are already opposes the Amazon, and we think even if we will lose these cases, people will think that something goes wrong, that monopoly is too far because it can influence even civil courts. It means that the people will be more likely to compete, will be more likely to support, for example, people who go to the courts versus Amazon. We have like some NGOs already who are against Facebook, and we think that this kind of stuff can be happen against Amazon, where professional lawyers make, for example, their work more cheap for the companies who are like for whom it's not very affordable, as opening opposition said. Also, we think like this mechanism first make this process much like more cheap, and then we think that there are still state lawyers. It's not a problem. Second thing they say there are some small companies and they want to sell, but they cannot. So that's not true, and that's not a comparative group in this debate, because if you think that selling goods right now it's more important than win a court against Amazon, against some like think they do some like bad thing, it's your decision. And if it's like more important for these kind of companies, there is no problem. So let's go further. In terms of principle, when we include government in the decision-making process, there are two cases. First, two actors can solve the problem fair, and there are like two points here. It happens when one actor has more power than another one, and we have a concern that this case could be like not fair. The second thing, it causes like some harm things like a monopolies, and Zhenya has already said why monopolies is bad. I just add a bit that in the system we live nowadays, in the system when crisis with coronavirus can do whatever we want, we think like if Amazon is like a monopolist in the market, and if Amazon will like die, it will kill everything with it. We think it's awful, and all these small companies opening opposition talking about will die with Amazon. So yeah, next CEO, I want to hear you. Sure.
So if you open a store and sell counterfeit computer peripherals outside of Amazon, do you think you will stay in business for long?
Well, we don't think that it's an important case in this debate, because if you think that that the risk is higher, it's not very it's not okay for you to go to the court to the Amazon. So maybe I got it wrong, but anyway. So further, yeah, we have why we can like solve this problem nowadays, because we have no any regulations of work, because you cannot force Amazon to give you money back, because all these courts are not independent. Second thing, you can't go to the court just because it's not in the scale, and you give a permission, and it was the forced permission nowadays, because you have to go to this deal with the Amazon, otherwise you won't go to the market, and you give a permission, like irrational permission to Amazon not to go like to the civil court and solve your problems there. The fourth thing to say is there is no like institute of reputation at all. It does not work with such a monopoly as Amazon, because there is like just no mechanism, because you cannot just stop use it anyhow. So it means that nowadays the position of the Amazon is very strong, and we have to do something on that. The last thing to say, we think that we think that all the things leads to one very simple thing. It's not very useful, and it's not very profitable to Amazon to change some restrictions, to make them more uncomfortable for the third persons, to change some ways of their like communication, to oblige them to pay more fines and that kind of stuff. It means that these third parties, independent, like not corporations, just companies, for them it's much more likely and much more comfortable to stay on the Amazon platform and build a competition between them and the companies who are not the third parties, who are much more dependent on the Amazon policies. So it means that it became much more difficult to Amazon to damping much more, to make some new rules and restrictions which make like the small businesses suffer. So therefore, we are proud to propose. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zhenya.